Okay, these are the today's news topics. So the first one, the data rules to be out. Wait a minute. So these are all from the polity topics. Okay, so these two talks about the data policies has been made, and there is they wanted to create or the protect the data, personal data of the persons. Then this one already we have discussed enough about the simultaneous election, the one nation, one election. Now that bill has gone to the joint parliamentary committee. So committee has given some recommendation. So it talks about that one. Then another one point, it's all about Right to Information Act, RTI. Okay, RTI, RTI, Right to Information Act. It was passed in the year 2005. Okay, so what is the status of that Right to Information Act? That is talks about the talks in this article. Then these are the topics are related to economy, and every day one articles regarding the import bill. Import, because of the higher import bill of India, we are facing the trade deficit. Trade deficit. Okay, trade deficit means difference between export and import. ஸோ இம்போர்ட் அதிகமாக இருந்துச்சுன்னா பற்றாக்குறை இருக்கும், வர்த்தக பற்றாக்குறை, தட் இஸ் ட்ரேட் டெபிசிட் இருக்கும். இஃப் எக்ஸ்போர்ட் இஸ் மோர், ஏற்றுமதி அதிகமாக இருந்ததுன்னா ட்ரேட் சர்ப்ளஸ் அதிகமாக இருக்கும். Due to that one, the economic situation will change. So we have discussed a lot. Because of this higher import bill, what are the impact on Indian economy? Okay, that we will discuss once again. And this one, the sixth one, the interest rate cut, not a silver bullet. The silver bullet means not a simple solution to a complex problem. Okay, complex problem, it talks about the other factor which are affecting Indian economy. So simply cutting the interest rate won't help. This is what talks about the CI chief. Then so what are the fiscal actions should be taken to improve the economic growth? Economic growth means in terms of GDP growth, gross domestic product growth. This is in that article. Then this is one common article, the public distribution system, PDS, how it is being affected, how it is affecting the marginalized people. That is discussed here. Especially this article discussing about a case in Bihar. Okay, but we can generalize with all over India, that we will see. Then there is a new virus outbreak. It is not a new virus. It is already there in the year 2001 in Vietnam. Okay, this one also already we have seen. Okay, this one already. So why the emergency situation has been raised in China, and the World Health Organization gave some clarified data regarding this HMPV virus. Then international relation, it's a one new way of international policy is followed by China, because normally every country used to having the relationship with other countries in different ways, like bilateral ties, or government to government business, or government to the business to business relation. So too many relations are there, but China especially following a different kind of foreign policy with Africa, that we will see in detail. Then how much aid or support is given by India to the Maldives? This is another one, to the neighboring country. Then one of the most important topic from geographic point of view, already we had one, that is earthquake point of view, and then the river interlinking. Okay, this concept is keep on there. They everywhere it is coming to highlight about interlinking the river. Okay, but the author says interlinking the river, even it is a feasible, but it will lead to some environmental disaster. So he has explained with some case studies, and he has explained with all over the world, wherever they have linked the river, what was its impact is that they have highlighted. So instead of linking the river, we can go for some other strategy to reduce the drought, or to manage the water cycle bodies. That is what they are giving some suggestion. So these are the overall views about today's newspaper. So we'll see one by one now. So first one, so come to the newspaper clip. So this is talks about the why the location of China's earthquakes matter here. This is what the news in it was in the second page itself. Okay, earthquake, the basic concept you must know, because no need to discuss much more about the basic detail behind the earthquake. Okay, earthquake means the shaking the crust of the earth. Okay, lots of different ways are there. Whenever two plates are diverging, or whenever two plates are transferring each other, so that it will shaken the crust of the earth. Crustனா சொல்ல போனா எர்த்தோட மேல் ஓடு அப்படின்னு சொல்லிக்கலாம். ஓகே, பிகாஸ் என்டையர் எர்த் ஹாஸ் டிஃபரெண்ட் பிளேட்ஸ், அதாவது கிராக் இருக்குன்னு சொல்லுவோம்ல. ஓகே, சப்போஸ் that means earth crust னு சொல்லுவோம். Crust, the earth is made up of different plates. Okay, so plates means the Eurasian plate, okay, European plate, African plate. So different plate we will see. So that is comes another one, it will comes under the plate tectonics. Okay, so the movement of plate tectonics lead to earthquake. So if it is there is a different movements are there. The plates are convergent. If the plates are divergent, okay, then if the plates are transverse, so what are each movement having different features. Okay, so shaking the crust leads to earthquake. So how is it happening? So that is what. And if it is happening, especially in the China's region, where they are pointed out here, what it's matter a lot, and why if it's coming into the China's region means, so here they are constructing a world largest hydroelectric power dam. Okay, and near that dam, around 7.1 Richter scale earthquake has happened. So why it is happened? So hydroelectric power means, okay, the electricity generated from the water. So water to, that means dam water to electrical energy. So here in the wherever I highlighted the points, you just to focus on those points. Later you read the article uh, fully. So here the Tibetan China in the Nepal, where the epicenter was located around 10 kilometers below the spot, around 80 kilometers north of Mount Everest. அதாவது Mount Everest north side இருந்து around 80 kilometers கீழே. Okay, around 10 kilometer epicenter. There are two technical words are there: epicenter and focus. Okay, epicenter or focus. Focus they called one more time, it's called hypocenter. அப்படின்னா என்னன்னா, எங்க சப்போஸ் இது வந்து எர்த் சர்ஃபேஸ்னு, சப்போஸ் ஹியர் எர்த்குவேக் இஸ் ஹேப்பன். எர்த்குவேக் இங்க ஒரு சம் இது ஒரு ஃபால்ட் லைன், ஏதாவது திஸ் ஒன் பிளேட் டு another one plate, somewhere here the crust are shaken. So the location below the earth surface, this is earth surface. So below the earth surface, Okay, where earthquake starts, that is hypocenter or focus, we will call. Okay, epicenter means location directly above அந்த பாயிண்ட் வந்து அதே பாயிண்ட் மேல. ஸோ இந்த இடத்துல எங்கெங்கெல்லாம் அந்த வேவ் டிரான்ஸ்ஃபர் ஆகுதோ, ஸோ தட் இஸ் எபிக் சென்டர். So these are the two technical word. You just keep it in mind. So earthquake, the crust, place tectonic, the different movements. Okay, it's a convergence, the divergent, பிரியுது, divergent movement, then transverse movement. Okay, so these are the terms associated with the earthquake. Okay, come to the issue. So because of why it has happened means, then actually around in 7 p.m. evening, around 96 people died and 130 people injured. Okay, these are all the news. So where did the earthquake occur? Around according to the China Earthquake Network Center, the point on the surface below which the epicenter was located, Tingri country. Tingri country means nothing. It's an okay, and why it is the Tingri country is pointing out means it is also a gateway to Mount Everest and the surrounding terrain, which is a popular tourist destination. So China already stopped, don't go there because of the situations. Okay, and what is the one more new term is here mentioned? What is terrain? Terrain means here it's a specific fragment of crust. Crustனா சொன்னா எர்த்தோட மேல் ஓடுன்னு சொல்லுவோம், மேல் பகுதி ஆர் மேல் ஓடு. ஓகே, அதுல ஒரு சின்ன ஃப்ராக்மெண்ட், ஒரு கிராக், ஒரு சின்ன செக்மெண்ட், அதுதான் தட் இஸ் கால்ட் எரட்டைன். தட் செக்மெண்ட் இஸ் there in Tinni country, located, or Tinni country is located over this terrain. Okay, so in that country the terrain is called as Lhasa terrain. So includes sites involved China's construction of the world largest hydroelectric power dam. In that terrain, China is constructing a largest hydroelectric power dam. So prelim point of view, you noted down this word. Okay, Lhasa terrain, because 5-7 years before, the Golan Highland was on news. Now also it is on news because the Golan Highland, it's a Palestine and Israel conflict, Gaza, that region, it was there. So simply they asked it is related to what. So Lhasa terrain related to what? So many questions they can raise by keeping the option. Okay, well, it is, terrain means what, and Lhasa terrain where it is there. So noted down this point. And where China is constructing the hydraulic power dam means it is the Yarlung Spangpo. Okay, so by constructing that much big hydroelectric power dam, they used to they were planned to generate around 300 billion kilowatt hour per year. Okay, this is what their idea. But how it is going to affect, because same river flows through Arunachal Pradesh, Assam. We are calling it the Brahmaputra. Okay, that means it will come like this, then Assam, then it will go to Bangladesh, where it will mix with the Arabian Sea, Bay of Bengal Sea. Okay, in China it is called Yarlung Spangpo. In India, the one Syntaxian belt we will call. So here it is called the Brahmaputra. So in Tibetan plate they are constructing dam here. Okay, if they construct a dam, how it is going to affect? Okay, so this what? So expert said the dam could affect the river perennial status because the flow will be restricted. One. Then second, the wider Himalayan region is considered to be the planet's third pole for the amount of water holds on its river, glacier, and lake. Because we have two major poles, North Pole and South Pole. So both the poles are having, okay, அதாவது வட துருவம் தென் துருவம்னு சொல்லுவோம்ல, so North Pole and South Pole were full of ice bars, ice and glaciers are there. Okay, so that means the water which are hold or stored in the ice are maximum. So Himalaya is the one of the third pole. Why these authors are saying it's one of the third pole of the earth means the Himalaya regions are having that much ice deposit or in the glacier it has river, it has lakes. Okay, so it should not affect the natural cycles if you are disturbing the entire ecosystem by constructing various dams. This is what they are highlighting. And because normally, because the peoples, peoples in that region, they are depends upon the this water. Okay, so earthquake have been known to force river to change the course to destabilize the glacier. Because if you are constructing them, then huge amount of water body will be stored. The flow of river flow will be disturbed. Okay, because of the storing of huge level of water at one place, the hydrological pressure will be there. That pressure will imbalance. The pressure means, okay, suppose the, for example, this is the river flow. So here I'm constructing one big dam. So big dam. So once if I construct a big dam, so water will be storing in this area. Okay, here the water flow will be affected. At the same time, entire earth, here hills are there. Okay, here hills are there. Okay, so because of this hydrological pressure, that water, the storage of water, no, the storage of water I'm using for the electricity generation. So this water will give hydrological pressure. Because of this hydrological pressure, the earth crust, if we say this is a crust, it will be imbalanced because there is a fault. Fault line means the entire Himalaya region or Himalayan mountain is because of the two plates. Okay, the Eurasian plate and Indian plate both hit. Because of that only the Himalayan mountain formed. Okay, so here one fault is there. Okay, this fault may get disturbed. Whenever it getting disturbed, whenever it getting a small movement, that will shaken the this entire region. It will affect the dam itself. It will affect the glaciers. It will affect the course of the river. அதாவது எர்த்குவேக் வந்துச்சுன்னா ரிவரோட கோர்ஸ், ரிவரோட பாதையே மாறும். Okay, so these are the things are highlighted. That is why the glacier and it's a risk of flooding. Third, the causes of the quake also related to the significance of the location. You know, their location is most significant location. Okay, so the impact they are explained here. The tale of how the Himalayan mountain were created, we will know. That's what I said. 50 million year ago, 50 million year ago, Indian plate collide with the Eurasian plate. அதை நான் சொன்னேன்ல, entire earth surface is like a plate. Okay, entire earth surface is like a plate. So plate means it's a cracked plate. That is called, but in terms of geography, it's the tectonics plates. So one of the plate has hit. That means Indian plate hit the Eurasian plate. Because of the collide of these two plates, what happening? The rocks are folded and rises to create the mountain. That is why one more term you will study in the NCERT, that Himalayan mountains are enfolded mountains. Okay, if Himalaya region is made by Himalaya mountain has the causes of mountain is because of these two plates. Already a crack or plate is there. Okay, so tension between these two plates, if it is continued because of the man-made construction, then a pressure will be mounted. Okay, mounted on the mountain. Already because of the glacier, river, and ice caps, this Indian plate is pushing around 60 millimeter per year. It is happening. Okay, if you are man-made pressure is you are giving, then it will the pressure are pushing the plate 60 millimeter per year. It will change into meter. Then there is a chances of higher earthquake. Okay, but even though nowadays, before constructing such kind of dams, nowadays earthquakes are there. That is why since 1950, geologists have recorded more than 21 earthquakes of magnitude 6 or higher in Lasha terrain alone. அந்த இடத்துல மட்டுமே. Another week, yearly once you will get a tremor in Delhi, Haryana region. Okay, yeah. So if the entire area is like that, then why the China is doing? China is taking such kind of building the dam over there. So this is the news. So now how we can stop, or we can have a dialogue with China by explaining about the situations to stop such kind of construction. This is what diplomatically India, Nepal, and Bhutan government has to taken. Okay, this is what. So இதுல ஏதாவது இருக்குதா doubts? This is what. So to know much more about the earthquake, you have to read a chapter in the NCRT. There's a physical geography in the 11th standard, where one separate chapter is that endogenic and exogenic force. Under that, there is a topics earthquake, where you will understand everything. But anyway, you have to study. So if time permits you, today itself you finish that topic. Okay, NCRT 11th NCRT geography book. Okay, physical geography. It entire chapter is explained very well about what is crust, and what are the different waves are there while earthquake. Okay, what is focus, what is hypocenter or epicenter. These things has been explained well. Okay, we will move to next topic. This is also one of the geography related article. River interlinking, the font of environmental disaster. So before going into this article, you can just think it over. Is it necessary first? And why the rivers need to be interlinked? Yeah, நதிகளை இணைக்கணும். Okay, if we are linking the river, what will happen? சரியா? And சாத்தியமா சாத்தியமில்ல, that is different. Okay, சாத்தியமா அது that is different. So நதிகளை இணைச்சா என்ன ஆகும்? Suppose if I did not interlink the river, is there any other chance to mitigate குறைக்கிறது, mitigate the situation like drought and less yield? Okay, இதெல்லாம் possible இருக்குதா? In that point, you have to go through this article. Okay, so now the reason behind this article is, recently the government has sanctioned around 45,000 crore, okay, to connect the river Ken Betwa river. This project, see, Ken Betwa river எதுக்குன்னா to there is a water scarcity in the Bundelkhand region. That region covers the part of UP and Madhya Pradesh. Okay, and it include one of the tiger reserve, that is Panna Tiger Reserve. Okay, so this will, so this type of connecting to rivers leading to some other other causes or other disaster like situation. That is what article is going to explain. Okay, and at the same, see, that is, the government has spent around 45,000 crore, and the supreme, like, the models of grandiose means impressive technological fixes a solution to all water related problem. Politicians are now touching the concept of river interlinking for inter-basin water transfer as a geoengineering solution to continued water depletion in India. The politician, they are having the mind that if you are linking the river, then the water depletion in India will be gone out them. But the entire river linking concept given in the year or 130 years before Sir Arthur Cotton, just remember, because he has designed a irrigation dam in the Godavari and Krishna river valley. And one more architect, the Vishwareswaraya. Okay, he also further explained, gave the idea along with KL Rao and Dinsha Dastar. They have given the idea like inter basin transfer and national water grid. Okay, power grid, power grid na மொத்த இந்தியாவுக்கும் ஒரு சென்ட்ரல் கிரிட், அதே மாதிரி மொத்த இந்தியாவுக்கும் ஒரு வாட்டர் கிரிட். ஸோ ஃப்ரம் தேர் வாட்டர் இஸ் டிஸ்ட்ரிபியூட்டட். இது சொல்றதுக்கு நல்லா இருக்கும், பட் ப்ராக்டிக்கலி ஹவ் இட் இஸ் பாசிபிள், அதான். அண்ட் இன் ஃப்ரம் திஸ் கான்செப்ட், நேஷனல் வாட்டர் கிரிட்ங்கிற கான்செப்ட்ல இருந்து வந்தது ரிவர் interlinking project. Okay, இதுக்காக தான் they created a body or agency, National Water Development Agency, in the year 1982. Okay, இந்த மாதிரி terms, இந்த questions எல்லாம் some TNPSC or other government exam they may ask when the National Water Development Agency was formed or established 1982. இது எதுக்குன்னா to conduct survey and investigations and prepare the feasibility of the linking the river. ஓகே, இதோட ஏஜென்சியோட வேலை என்னன்னா சர்வே எடுக்கிறதுக்கும் அதை உண்மையில இது பாசிபிள் தானான்னு பாக்குறதுக்கும் அந்த ஃபெசிலிட்டியை செக் பண்றதுக்காக உருவாக்கப்பட்ட ஏஜென்சி. அண்ட் திஸ் நேஷனல் வாட்டர் டெவலப்மெண்ட் ஏஜென்சி they identified around 30 links for the feasibility studies. ஓகே, அந்த 30 links எப்படி பண்ணீங்கன்னா 14 ஹிமாலயன் ரிவர் அண்ட் 16 பெனின்சுலர் ரிவர். பெனின்சுலர் நம்ம பெனின்சுலர் ரீஜன், அதாவது டெக்கான் ரீஜன் சொல்றல, இது கோதாவரி, கிருஷ்ணா, மகாநதி, கோதாவரி, கிருஷ்ணா, those rivers. ஓகே, அண்ட் அதோட இம்பாக்ட் என்னவா இருக்கும் அப்படின்னா எதுக்குன்னா டு அலிவியேட், அதை ரெடியூஸ் த ஃப்ளட் அண்ட் ட்ராட்ஸ், பூஸ்ட் இன்கம் இன் ரூரல் ஏரியாஸ் அண்ட் அட்ரஸ் த வாட்டர் டிஸ்ட்ரெஸ் இன் த அக்ரிகல்ச்சர். ஓகே, the main aim or objective of interlinking river is one is to boost the income in rural area, to reduce the drought, okay, and to avoid the flood. You can channelize the flood water into other area. Then எங்கெல்லாம் water distress இருக்குதோ, அதாவது water scarcity அங்க, in agriculture அங்க, okay, இதுக்கு இது யூஸ் ஆகும். பட் currently the estimated cost is around 5.5 lakhs crore. இனிதான் now they are explaining the problems behind this one. The interlinking river or the cost behind this 5.5 lakh crore is not including the social, environmental and operational cost. Social cost நீங்க திங்க் பண்ணிக்கோ, என்ன சோசியல் காஸ்ட், டிஸ்பிளேஸ்மெண்ட் ஆஃப் தி பீப்புள்ஸ், அண்ட் என்வாயரன்மெண்டல் காஸ்ட், what because of this project the environmental degradation will be there. Okay, and operational cost, if the entire the 14 links and 20 links in the Himalayan region, how it is going to operate or channelize this one. So these are all not including the 5.5 lakh crore. Okay, and another one, and then to connect the surplus river of the country with deficient river is fundamentally is a flawed, because it overlooks the huge environmental cost and even the depth of the rivers and the delta region. This is one of the valid point. Note it down. Interlinking river will lead to environmental cost and depth of the river. ஒரு ரிவரே சாகடிக்கிற மாதிரி. ஏன்னா river has to flow. River should not be stopped or you should not restrict. We should not channelize the river. River itself will change its course, depends upon other factors. Okay, there is an Kosi river is there in Bihar. Okay, that will change its course. That is why we used to say it's the sorrow of Bihar and solo. Bihar in Tuyaram. Okay, and uncontrolled human induced disequilibrium in natural hydrographic system will destroy associated with ecological niches which are incapable repercussion for the long term. இது the full point என்ன சொல்லுதுன்னா, the uncontrollable human induced equilibrium, அதாவது அந்த சமநிலைன்னு சொல்லுவோம்ல, the balance, natural balance, அதை who is inducing, human is going to induce. So that will affect the ecological niches. Ecological niches is one particular place, so different species will be there. That species will be affected. Another one. Then we are saying that to reduce the consequence of the climate change impacting rainfall and river flow and improve the rural agriculture thing, we are talking about this one. But the same climate change and flood, adukkum karanam yaar da, human da. That is why the climate change and river manipulation idella yaru human induced one. Okay, first we have to reduce that one. Okay, so without reducing human induced problem to the ecological system, we cannot manipulate the river which are already in flow. This is what the point is highlighted here. And so See, the same. This is the same point that I said. The eco services of the free-flowing rivers include the flushing of silt from the riverbed to the coastal water to form delta. I said no. It's a killing of the river and the killing of the delta formation. Okay, டெல்டாஸ்னா என்னது? எல்லா மலையில இருந்து ரிவர் வந்து அது கடல்ல சேரும் போது மொத்த என்ன அதனுடைய சில்ட்னு சொல்லுவோம்ல, டெபாசிட்ஸ், அந்த டெபாசிட்லாம் அந்த கடலுக்கு முன்னால அந்த பிளேன் சொல்லுவோம், அதுல போட்டு அப்புறம் the water is mingled with the sea water. Okay, so அதுல தான் day before yesterday we saw one ecosystem, the mangrove ecosystem பார்த்தோமா? Okay, இது எல்லாமே அஃபெக்ட் ஆகும் because free flowing river will kill the delta formation also. Okay, and whenever the flood water is there, and the flood water, it will again deposit the unwanted things to the seas. That will be stopped. And the free flowing rivers having minerals, and that will affect. And if you are stopping the free flowing river, it will also affect the groundwater recharge, and it will affect the ecosystem near the mouth of the river. Okay, these are all the various points we have to be considered. This is what this article talks about. And in interlinking river means indirectly it is a changing its direction, diverting the river. Okay, that here, see, read here, by diverting the river water, delta regions are starved of water that could have helped balance salt water from the sea. Now, however, the delta ecosystem will suffer from the change. One author, he wrote, it's narrate how a delta system at the mouth of the Indus, which was once, the example, one of the first example. Okay, yep, Indus river, you know. Okay, once upon a time, the mouth of the Indus river, okay, Arabian Sea idagudalla, so mouth of the Indus river once upon a time is richest in all Pakistan. Same mouth of the river, in the sense that is delta which was formed by Indus river. The same delta become impoverished when the British started barrage construction. தடுப்பணை சொல்லுவோம்ல, தடுப்பணை. So barrage construction, which Pakistan continued after 47 also. So because of that one, now that delta is become the impoverished, or it is degraded, or what we can call, அதோட தன்மை மாறிட்டுன்னு கூட சொல்லலாம். That is become impoverished when they started. So this example, what it reflect means, if you are affecting the downstream of the river by inserting the barrage construction, dam construction, then it affects the delta one first, then later in long term it will affect in the river also. This one, and such examples are plenty in India as well as that. Another one example too, Narmada Dam. Okay, because of that, Narmada Andolan took place. When people, they started protest not to build the dam on the Narmada river, but they constructed because of the Narmada river. What had happened? Again, the delta region was affected. The Sardar Sarovar Dam, in modern examples in the making in India, one of them. And worldwide some example. This is example 3. That means the global example of river channelization have also proved major disaster. The Kissimmee River in the state of Florida. Okay, it became the environmental disaster in the year they did 1954, the resulting in the loss of wetland. Okay, the massive resources spent to revive the original configuration, but it could not. Then another one in Aral Sea. Okay, it's one of the world's largest lake. Okay, because of using this geoengineering project, they destroyed the natural ecosystem or natural system. Okay, because of this, the entire lake now become earth howling desert. After the rivers were sustained, it was diverted by irrigation project implemented during the Soviet Union. Okay, Aral Sea வந்து அதோட channelized water nearby rivers, and the river they diverted for the irrigation project. Now it become, the entire Aral Sea become the desert-like situation. Okay, and the real reason for India's water crisis, இப்போ actually India's problem என்ன, அது this paragraph talks about. உண்மையிலே river என்னதான் ஆகுமா, river தான் ப்ராப்ளமா? Okay, so என்ன பிரச்சனை அப்படின்னா, in India, primarily due to inadequate water management that we know very well, then poor environmental practice, okay, and low ambiguity and corruption. These are all the reasons. If we eliminate this one, if we had a better water management system like we had already in our Indus Valley civilization, they had a better water management system. Okay, and poor environmental practices are there. Even 2 days, even 2 or 3 days before, there was article, the Forest State report, it talks about the Nilagiri region, how the environmental degrade has been taken place. Okay, because of the political influence and constructions. Okay, so we have to eliminate those things. Then no need of interlinking river, one. And how we have to involving local citizen in the monitoring hydrological cycle. This we have to. That means watershed management, involving local citizen, like local people wherever the nearby river region. So they have to monitor the hydrological cycle. They have to work along with hydrologists, engineers, and biologists. Okay, then we have the policy such a way that the policy should have occupied the management through the regulation of water usage. And at the same time, farmers have some awareness of using less water for the irrigation, which means the efficient irrigation water usage. So for the efficient irrigation water usage, one example has been given, that is the Israel agriculture system. Okay, see, in the Israel, the drip irrigation program saves 25 to 70% of the pumped water. So our farmers must have given some subsidy, or government should arrange such kind of irrigation system, the drip irrigation system, so that they can save the water. Okay, so Israel's success story in water resource management lies in the modernizing irrigation technique that should be implemented in India. If it is being implemented, no need such kind of river linking which lead to environmental disaster. Okay, and another one, in Israel, they also compels farmer to use less water, less fertilizer, and less pesticide. So maintaining aquifer health at an optimum level. This is needed. So one is in the farmer side, another one is in the people side, another one is in the politician side, in the policy level. If all these people were together with the aim of a better water management system, said such kind of things are not needed. Okay, this is what the entire article. Anyway, this entire article is useful in the main point of view, and some of the points are related to prelims point of view also. So after the class, you read the entire article for the reference. Okay, then the right to food and struggle with the PDS system, the public distribution, the ration solonla. So public distribution system, this is totally talks about a case from Bihar. But overall, what are the problem behind this public distribution system, that is explained in this first column. In the 2023, there was a report discussing right to food in the context of Jharkhand and in the context of Bihar, which means a substantial number of households has been removed. Okay, it's the one reason. And there is a community called Mashara or Musahars. Okay, as per this community, people are denied to give ration card or ration card, and those who are having the ration card, they are not provided a full benefit. Instead of giving 5 kg, they are giving only 4 kg, and that rice also very low level rice. So these are the news behind this one. Okay, so how they are not getting the ration card means, one is the digital verification, another one is some of the documents are being forced to us, even though the act does not demand for certain document like caste certificate, income certificate, and residence certificate. These are not okay. So because of that one, people are not able to approach the particular person or particular authority to get this ration card. And That's the demand for such a document is not exclusive to Bihar. Jharkhand also makes such a demand, but at the same time, it not needed. But at the same time, the requirement of these certificates do not have any legal basis, neither National Food Security Act nor the PDS controlled order of 2015. Okay, and then this is what I said. No? Instead of 5 kilogram per person, they are giving only 4 kilogram grain, and in that also they are Usna rice is on the low level quality of rice they are giving, but they are not issuing wheat also. Okay, issue another in the put. So who is going to rectify, or who is the responsible person? There's a person in the government sector or government service, okay, or in the officer, in the authorized person is the responsible behind this one. Okay, we cannot claim politician. So this is what the bad governance. Okay, instead of talking about the good governance, so it should be eliminated from lower level to higher level officials. So if you are a DM of particular district, then you have to be very much aware about the cross-checking, cross-verification, whether the bogus card is there, or every necessary person have they received their cards or not. And you have to open a channel to communicate you directly that even though the portals and district portal systems are there, to grievance systems are there, even people could not able to reach it. There is a simple channel you have to make, or you have to be connected with the common people or common community or marginalized community to raise their voice or to hear their voice, so that from your level it will be solved. You cannot solve fully, at least maximum problem could be solved, especially the PDS or other things which are right to have their this one. So this is what you have to, otherwise you have to think in that point of view. This is not only happening in Bihar, everywhere it is happening. All over India, there's a huge corruption is the PDS system. Okay, because the PDS things are being used or being taken for the private farms. Okay, it is not reaching the correct or right persons. So for that, some effort, some models, something you have to develop. So you have to think it in that point of view to control such kind of corruption or such kind of bad policy, the bad governance, especially in that system. Okay, and this is one point you noted down. Say it has been since 24 years since the right to food was considered as a fundamental right. In the case, peoples of unions were actually in under this case, the Supreme Court says the right to food recognized as a fundamental right. It's not a legal right; it's a fundamental right. So keep it in mind. Because sometimes they may put a question of which are the following are the fundamental rights. So right to food, if was there, then it's one of the fundamental rights. So right to vote is a fundamental right or legal right. So that kind of confuse to be avoided if you know about this one. Then this is one talks about this is the introduction I said no. Okay, the human metapneumovirus HPMC, because to last 1 week, lots of news were flashing out in the social media like Instagram and Facebook. Some national emergency declared, lockdown declared, hospitals are filled with patients like that. Lots of news were there, but what the report says from the WHO, World Health Organization, it's a very common during the winter season in China. Okay, so no need to worry about this. There's a HMPV virus, and this was not only the new one, because the social media portrayed that after COVID-19, one more new virus emerged in China. So be alert like that. It was written, but World Health Organization released, because 2 days or 3 days before, one article related to HMPV where it was mentioned this virus already was there or invented in the year 2001 in Vietnam. Okay, it's one of the respiratory affecting virus. Okay, this is what it has mentioned. It says that means the recent during the recent weeks and introduction of seasonal influenza, rhinovirus and HMPV, particularly in the northern province of the China. Northern province is a cold area. Okay, and in China, influenza is among the most commonly detected respiratory pathogens currently affecting the people with acute respiratory infection. And HMPV is a common respiratory virus found to circulate in many countries in winter through to spring. And this one, while some cases can be hospitalized with a bronchitis or pneumonia, most people infected with HMPV have mild upper respiratory symptoms similar to common cold and recover after a few days. So no need to worry, no need to panic. Okay, this is what they are. The WHO is informed. Then this one in introduction, I said the simultaneous election, which means one nation, one election. We have discussed enough because one nation, one election. The report submitted by the former President of India, Ramnath Kovind, only one point is highlighted or focused about the reducing expansion of the election. Okay, election நடத்துறோட எக்ஸ்பெண்டிச்சர் ரெடியூஸ் பண்றதுக்காக தான் இந்த ஒன் நேஷன் ஒன் எலெக்ஷன் இட் வாஸ் highlighted, but reason behind that one is not about the expenditure. Lot more problem, technical and practical problems are there, and it was not passed by both the house because the government does not have the majority to pass. So the bill is given to the joint parliament committee. The joint parliament committee having the both ruling and opposition party members are there. So they are recommending, instead of giving the short period of time, you give one more year, okay, to complete the entire work, because on January 31st is the last date they have given, but just 3 weeks are there. 3 weeks time, say we cannot scrutinize the entire points which are there in the bill. So they wanted to extend the date, and they simply said this one already we highlighted. Opposition member, they said that the two bills are violating the basic structure of the constitution. This one we discussed that. Okay, whatever the bill, whatever the amendment you are doing in the constitution, that it should not affect the basic doctrine of the system, or basic structure of the constitution. If any bill or any act affect the basic structure of the constitution, then it will be declared as null and void by the Supreme Court. Okay, how it is, one point they are highlighting, how it is affecting the basic structure of the constitution means, if the bill is being passed, if the bill is become an act, then according to the bill or according to that act, the entire state legislatures in India will be subordinate to the national legislature, which is affecting the federal system of the constitution. Okay, so federal system of the constitution, it means Kootachi. So it's one of the one of the basic structure. So if it is being proved, then the act will be considered null and void. Is one. And another one drawback in the bill is, they are saying no, one poll, one nation, it will be for the better economic practice. Ana if ஏதாவது ஒரு கேஸ்ல ஏதாவது ஒரு மாநிலத்துல ஆட்சி கவிழ்ந்தால், ஓகே, ஆட்சி கவிழ்ந்தால், இப்ப 3 வருஷத்துல ஒரு ஆட்சி கவிழ்றது, there are lot more reasons are there. கவிழ்றதுக்கு மேஜர் 2 reasons are there. One is by imposing president rule, குடியரசுத் தலைவர் ஆட்சி, அதாவது டிஸ்மிஸ் பண்ணிட்டு குடியரசுத் தலைவர் ஆட்சி அமைக்கிறது ஒன்னு. இன்னொன்னு, ஏதாவது ஒரு மாநிலத்துல வந்து மெஜாரிட்டி இல்லாம கூட்டாட்சி இருக்கும், அதாவது கொலிஷன் பார்ட்டி இருக்கும், அதாவது சப்போர்ட் பண்ணுவாங்கல்ல, 4-5 பார்ட்டி சேர்ந்து ஆட்சி அமைக்கிறது. அப்ப ஏதாவது ஒரு பார்ட்டி வந்து ஒரு ரூலிங் பார்ட்டிக்கு சப்போர்ட் கொடுக்காம வித்ரா பண்ணிட்டான்னு வச்சுக்கோ, அப்ப அங்க ஆட்சி கவிழ்ந்துடும். அந்த மாதிரி ஆட்சி கவிழும் பட்சத்தில் என்ன பில் என்ன சொல்லுது, ஒருவேளை 3 வருஷத்துல ஒரு ஆட்சி கவிழ்றது அப்படின்னா, அந்த எலெக்ஷன் வச்சுட்டு புதுசா வர்ற ஆட்சி வந்து ரெஸ்ட் ஆஃப் த 2 இயர்ஸ் தான் வேலிட். சரியா? அப்ப 5 வருஷம் கழிச்சு மறுபடியும் தேர்தல் நடக்கல ஒட்டுமொத்த இந்தியாவுக்கும், அப்ப இந்த மாநிலம் சேர்ந்து வந்துடும். எப்படி பார்த்தாலும் ஒரே எலெக்ஷன்ங்கிற கான்செப்ட் இந்தியா அடி வாங்கிடுது. ஓகே, ஸ்டேட்ல நடந்தா பரவாயில்ல, ஓகே, சின்ன ஸ்டேட் கொஞ்சம் எக்ஸ்பெண்டிச்சர் கம்மியானு கூட சொல்லலாம். ஆனா இதே நேரம் அது இந்தியா ஃபுல்லா நடந்தா, இந்தியா மீன்ஸ் சென்ட்ரல் கவர்மெண்ட் நடக்குன்னு வச்சுக்கோ. ஃபார் எக்ஸாம்பிள் த பிரசன்ட் கவர்மெண்ட், இதுதான் நான் டிஸ்கஸ் பண்ணது. பிரசன்ட் கவர்மெண்டே வந்து ஃபுல் மெஜாரிட்டி கிடையாது. நரேந்திர மோடி கவர்மெண்ட் ஃபுல் மெஜாரிட்டி இல்ல. ஓகே, நரேந்திர மோடி கவர்மெண்ட் இஸ் ஸ்டில் இன் பவர் பிகாஸ் ஆஃப் த டூ பார்ட்டி சப்போர்ட். நிதிஷ்குமார் சப்போர்ட்லயும் சந்திரபாபு நாயுடு சப்போர்ட்ல தான் இப்ப ஆட்சியே போயிட்டு இருக்குது. இந்த 2 பேரும் நான் உனக்கு சப்போர்ட் பண்ணலன்னா ஆட்சி கவுந்துரும். அப்ப ஆட்சி கவுந்தாச்சு அப்படின்னா ஒண்ணு மத்த பார்ட்டி, ஆப்போசிஷன் பார்ட்டி இவங்க 2 பேரோட சேர்த்தோ இல்ல மத்த பார்ட்டியோட சேர்த்து ஆட்சி அமைக்கணும். அப்ப அவங்களும் அமைக்கல அப்படின்னா எலெக்ஷன் வச்சுதான் ஆகணும். சோ எப்படி பார்த்தாலும் there is India like country, India like multiple political party system, it is very difficult. ஓகே, இதுதான் this is what I highlighted. அதனால இந்த மாதிரி ப்ரொவிஷன் டிஸ்கஸ் பண்ணதுக்கு you have given very less time, so you please give much more time for the further discussion. This is what, சரியா? இந்த பாயிண்ட் நான் சொன்னேன். If the state government falls in 3 years, then as the state legislature says, the new government will hold office only for the remainder of the 5-year period. Okay, it will dilute everything. Okay, so நம்ம நிறையவே டிஸ்கஸ் பண்ணியாச்சு about one nation, அதோட pros and அதோட negative and positive எல்லாமே டிஸ்கஸ் பண்ணிட்டோம். பட் this article simply talks about the extension of the time period for the analyzing the each provisions in the act. Okay, then the China's long game in Africa. நான் சொன்னேன்ல, if any country wanted to have a good relationship with another country, lots of ways are there: bilateral relation, strategic partnership, and government to government business. So many different terms are there in the foreign policy or foreign relation or international relation. But China entire Africa countries எப்படி கண்ட்ரோல் பண்ணுது அப்படின்னா, that is very interesting. They are setting different policy framing institutions, okay, and they trained the policy makers or the persons in the top level government by the implementing or teaching their own model, so that it is very easy for them to have a good relationship or to get whatever they want from those countries. Okay, இது எப்படி புரிஞ்சுன்னு தெரியல, but this is one. That means in 2000 இங்க இருந்தே வரலாம். In 2022 China established political training school in Tanzania. Okay, for example, இப்போ வந்து இந்தியாவுல சைனா வந்து ஒரு பொலிட்டிக்கல் ட்ரைனிங் ஸ்கூல் ஓபன் பண்ணுது. அந்த பொலிட்டிக்கல் ட்ரைனிங் ஸ்கூல்ல ஆல் பியூரோக்ராட் ஆர் பொலிட்டிஷியன்ஸ் ஆர் பீயிங் ட்ரெயின்ட். எந்த மாடல் ட்ரெயின் பண்ணா? சைனாவோட கம்யூனிஸ்ட் மாடல், சைனாவோட மாடல் ட்ரெயின் பண்ணா. அப்ப வாட் எவர் பாலிசி we are going to implement for our people, it will be exactly equivalent to how the Chinese government is formulating the policy for their people. Correct? அப்ப if they wanted to get any support, anything from India, then it is easy, because policies, both the policies are same, means automatically it is very easy for them to have whatever they want from the particular country. இதுதான் அங்க பண்றாங்க. For example, see, and not only so the countries include South Africa, Mozambique, Angola, Namibia, Zimbabwe, Tanzania. Okay, in fact, these 6 countries along with Botswana are part of the farmer liberation movement of the South Africa, and informal coalition meant to help the countries எல்லாம் they are influenced. எப்படின்னா, to establish, இதுதான் இந்த entire paragraph, to establish a political school to strengthen its relationship, யாரோடது? சைனாவோட ரிலேஷன்ஷிப் ஸ்ட்ரென்தன் பண்ணுது, and increase influence எங்க? அதோட பாலிசி மேக்கர்ஸ்ல. Okay, they are setting this political school, and through the political school they are training the policy maker of that particular country. Okay, by training that particular country people, China is influencing the policy makers of those countries, and this is one reason. Another reason, the political school is another platform for the leaders of those ruling liberation parties to enhance their governance capabilities through shared educational resource. Okay, so the another one, and this is also an example of China's broader strategy to shape Africa's political landscape by promoting its governance model. Okay, ஆப்பிரிக்காவோட பொலிட்டிக்கல் லேண்ட்ஸ்கேப்ப யார் ப்ரொமோட் பண்ற, எது மூலமா ப்ரொமோட் பண்ண? அவங்களுடைய கவர்னன்ஸ் மாடல் which are based on centrality of the ruling party and its control over the state. ஓகே, இங்க வந்து டெமோக்ராட்டிக் பிரின்சிபிள் இருக்காது. ஓகே, அண்ட் எகனாமிக் மாடல் ஓப்பன் மாடலா இருக்காது. ஓகே, அண்ட் டிரான்ஸ்பரன்சி, அக்கௌண்டபிலிட்டி அது இருக்காது. ஸோ வாட் எவர் பாலிசிஸ் ஆர் பீங் மேட், எவ்ரி பாலிசி விச் ஆர் சிமிலர் டு த சைனா பாலிசி. அப்ப அப்படி இருந்துன்னா இட் இஸ் வெரி ஈஸி டு சைனா, இட் இஸ் ஈஸி டு சைனா டு கண்ட்ரோல் தீஸ் கண்ட்ரீஸ், ஓகே, இன் அ வெரி சாஃப்ட் மேனர். திஸ் இஸ் வாட், அதான் இட்ஸ் அ கேம் ஆஃப் இன்ஃப்ளூயன்ஸ். அதான் எனி கண்ட்ரி, this is a common point. There are several ways for a country to assert its influence to other country. One way could be mediation or fostering dialogue among the concerned parties. இது வந்து நார்மலா இந்தியா பண்றது. ஓகே, through dialogue we are strengthening relationship between country. But China is doing different. அதுதான் இதுல மேக்ஸிமம் ஓனி இத ஃபுல்லா தான் இட் இஸ் தேர், how it is influenced. Okay, Beijing, China supported African independent movements and military endeavors and the governance structure. It also helped develop African economies through investment in infrastructure, through an industrial project. இப்ப சும்மா தான் ரீட் பண்றேன். இதுல இருந்து என்ன தெரியுது அப்படின்னா, இன்வெஸ்ட்மெண்ட் பண்றதுக்கும் இண்டஸ்ட்ரியல் இன்ஃப்ராஸ்ட்ரக்சருக்கும் இண்டஸ்ட்ரியல் ப்ராஜெக்ட் இம்ப்ளிமெண்ட் பண்றதுக்கும் இட் இஸ் வெரி ஈஸி டு சைனா, பிகாஸ் பாலிசிஸே சைனா பாலிசி. புரியுதா? அதான். தென் there are studies tours are there. Through studies tours, the diplomacy transfer took place between China and Africa, because every year hundreds of African officials visit China for lecture at universities. எதுக்கு? The provincial government and cultural exchange is there. So only now the China's game என்னன்னா, the plan to influence African political elites expand through the introduction of political school. இதான் around China acknowledged its ties to over 100 political parties across 51 African countries. பார்த்துக்கோ, சரியா? And China's growing influence in the Africa is evident not only in the establishment of new education institution, but also in the deepening its political relationship. Kenya is one of the example. So just to read everything. And international relation, இது வந்து ஒரு பாயிண்டா மனசுல வச்சுக்கோ. This is also one of the way how China is not only having the relationship with other countries in different ways, but it is how it is inculcating or influencing its own policy to other countries through various model. அதுதான் இதுல சொல்ல வருது. அண்ட் இதோட லாங் டேர்ம் கோல் என்ன அப்படின்னா, டு ப்ரொமோட் எ சைனோசென்ட்ரிக் வேர்ல்ட் ஆர்டர் in which it is plays a central role in shaping global governance structure. Very dangerous one. Okay, அது one more China policy இருக்கு. one trade route, அதாவது silk route னு சொல்லுவோம்ல அது. So many things are there. This is one of the model which China is following with the African countries. இன்னும் கொஞ்சம் டீப்பா டிஸ்கஸ் பண்ணனா, how இந்தியா அதை பார்த்து சும்மா இருக்கணுமா, இல்ல இந்தியா different வேல influence பண்ணணுமா, and what are the different African countries are already having the good relationship with India. Okay, that we must know, we should know. Okay, so this is enough in this. And this is one of the how India is supporting the Maldives. What are the different things? அது இந்த எல்லாமே I have highlighted here. Okay, and India's readiness to support Maldives in the for defense preparedness, including provision of defense platform. And we are having the one policy, that is neighborhood first policy, and the vision of Sagar. Sagar means security and growth for all in the region. That's Sagar policy of Sagar. யார் யாரெல்லாம் நம்ம region இருக்காங்களோ அவங்களுக்கு security and growth should be provided. And we have one infrastructure setup established, that is the training of defense and security personnel in capacities. Then we had a bilateral defense and security cooperation with the Maldives, and a joint vision for India Maldives என்னன்னா, the comprehensive economic and maritime security partnership. This is the first visit by the Maldivian defense minister after the new government took power in that nation. And there are two major projects done by India. One is Ekata Harbor project in the for the Coast Guard, and another one is they are repairing one of the Coast Guard harbor, that is Sifavaru. So one of the biggest grant in aid project from the Indian side. Okay. So these are the points, just to keep it in mind. Then there's a data rules to be ruled out by May 2025. This is talks about then one personal data protection rules, and one act also they have passed, that is Digital Personal Data Protection Act. According to that act, they have to set up one board, that is the Personal Data Protection Board of India. So these will be set up, that will be taken care of the personal data which are in the digital platform. Okay, those things are already the data are already being protected under IT rules also. Okay, so this is what anyway, some of the points are there regarding this one. Also already we had one article 2 weeks or 1 week before. So what about this act? What are its provision? What is the duty of this the responsibility of personal data provision board in அதெல்லாம் ஏற்கனவே already we had discussed. So you go through the previous notes. And this is the Right to Information Act. This on the introduction I said, no, in the year 2005 it was act the past. In lots of drawbacks are there. Not the drawbacks சொல்லலாம், இல்லைன்னா inefficiency of implementing certain provision which are in that act for transparency and accountability. ஓகே, இந்த டிரான்ஸ்பரன்சியை கொண்டு வரக்காக உருவாக்கப்பட்டதுதான் இந்த ஆக்ட். ஆனா வாட் எவர் த இன்ஃபர்மேஷன் இஸ் சீக்ட் பை த பப்ளிக் இஸ் பீயிங் டினைட் அண்ட் டிலேடு. ஓகே, இப்ப நான் ரைட் டு இன்ஃபர்மேஷன் தகவல் அறியும் உரிமை சட்டம், அதானே ரைட் டு இன்ஃபர்மேஷன் ஆக்ட், தகவல் அறியும் உரிமை சட்டம் மூலமா இப்ப நான் ஏதாவது கேட்கிறேன். ஃபார் எக்ஸாம்பிள், பிரதான் மந்திரி அதாவது இத்தனை நாட்டுக்கு போறாரு, அவருடைய செலவு என்னன்னு கேட்கலாம். இல்ல ஒட்டுமொத்த இந்தியா மாநிலத்திலையும் சென்ட்ரல் கவர்மெண்ட் எவ்வளவு நிதி ஒதுக்கீடு கொடுத்திருக்குன்னு கேட்கலாம். அப்படி கேட்டா நமக்கு சரியான பதில் வராதுன்னு சொல்றதை விட டிலே பண்ணுவாங்க. ஓகே, டிலேயிங் ஆர் டினைங். இது ஏன் அந்த மாதிரி டிலே ஆகுது, ஏன் அந்த மாதிரி டிலே ஆகுதுன்னா சம் ரீசன்ஸ் ஆர் தேர். ஒன் இஸ் the Chief Information Commissioner is the topmost post to implement or to give an answer to such kind of question or derive force under this act. அது வேகன்சி காலியா இருக்குது, அதை இன்னும் ஃபுல்ஃபில் பண்ணவே இல்லை. அதாவது the Supreme Court already highlighted or questioned the large number of vacancies in the central and state information commissions. அது ஏன் போட மாட்டேங்கிறாங்க? ஒன்னு. அதுக்கப்புறம் around there are 8 vacancies in the post of information commissioner in the central information, and 23,000 appeals are pending before it. Okay, almost state level information commissions almost defunct செத்து இயக்கமே இல்லை. Okay, defunct for the want of members to hear the public. Okay, and the court also shout to impart some urgency to the matter by directing the Department of Personnel and Training to spell out in 2 weeks time, 2 weeks kulla appointment of 8 information commissioner board. And it also asked for the detail about search committee. அதாவது information commission, central information commissioner எடுக்கும் அப்படின்னா அதுக்கு ஒரு search committee போடணும். Okay, so another one என்னாச்சு, the government the removed the fixed 5-year tenure and made it open ended. இது அதாவது டைல்யூட் பண்ற, அந்த போஸ்டே டைல்யூட் பண்ற மாதிரி. இதுக்கு முன்ன என்னாச்சு, இன்ஃபர்மேஷன் கமிஷன் 5 years ஃபிக்ஸ் டேர்மா இருந்து. இப்ப என்ன, எந்த நேரத்துல ஓபன் என்ன எந்த நேரத்துல அவங்களுக்கு தூக்கி போடலாம். ஓகே, அது so these are இந்த மாதிரிலாம் இருந்துன்னா that a large number of vacancy will result in the huge backlog of ultimately discourage the people from seeking information. Okay, and so these are the points how the effective act become inefficient. Rest of the 3 articles are about the economic related. இது என்ன அப்படின்னா, என்டையர் இந்தியா எக்கனாமி fiscal year and they have divided into 4 quarters. the first quarter, second quarter, third and fourth. First quarter என்ன சொல்லுவாங்க அப்படின்னா April to June is a quarter one, and July to September quarter two, October to December quarter three, Jan to March quarter four. சரியா? So all together the economic fiscal year எப்ப ஆரம்பிக்கும்னா April 1 to next year March 31st. This is a fiscal year. இப்போ ஒவ்வொரு குவார்டர் இயர்ல they will check the India's economic condition. அதாவது GDP growth எவ்வளவு கூடுது எவ்வளவு குறையுது அது ஒவ்வொரு குவார்டர்ல என்ன ரீசன். This is what they have discussed here. Okay, so quarter 1ல economic growth குறைஞ்சனா என்ன ரீசன், quarter 2ல என்ன, quarter 3ல என்ன. So you must know quarter 1 in which 3 months, in which 3 months. So அந்த 3 monthsல which was a highlight to grow or economic growth or economic slowdown எது காரணம் அந்த மாதிரி they have explained here. Okay, and full of fact only they have given. Then major points are major points regarding income, fuel, consumption tax, then import tariff. These are all the highlighted. And to avoid slowdown, the combination of monetary policy stance, macro prudential measure, and slow wage growth also blamed for the crumbed household demand. அப்போ household demand வந்து குறையதுனாலே consumption will reduce. Consumption குறைஞ்சினா the purchasing power குறையும். So if purchasing power is reduced, then demand will reduce. If demand reduce ஆயிருந்ததுன்னா goods production கம்மியாகும். Good production கம்மியா இருந்ததுன்னா automatically the manufacturing sector slow down ஆகும். Okay, and இது one side. Another side, the same people, if they are purchasing more gold, then government is bound to import more gold. To import gold, government has to pay in terms of dollar. So foreign exchange reserve கம்மியாகும். So one side you have to buy gold and another side you have to buy crude oil also. இதான் திருப்பி இந்த ரெண்டு தான் வந்துட்டே இருக்கும். The import bill and export bill changes leads to trade deficit. அதுதான் balance of payment சொல்லுவோம். Okay, so every economic related article these will keep on come. This what இப்பதான் சொன்னேன், the gold googly bamboozles input data. Okay, so bamboozle cheat or fool, it's making unfocused gold, unfocused cheating the import data. அதான் சொல்றோம், India's highest import bill because of this gold import. And இதை பேஸ் பண்ணி come next article, the interest rate cut not a silver bullet. Silver bullet means it's not a easy solution for the complex problem. This one already said, whenever you are having the problem, economic trade deficit very high or inflation is very high, then central government has to take one decision in the monetary policy. Interest rate change பண்ணணும், இல்லை interest rate cut பண்ணணும், இல்லை ஏதாவது ஒன்று பண்ணி ஆகணும். So if they are touch on the interest rate, okay, it will affect, there are plus and minus are there. Okay, and so he is telling if you are cutting the interest rate, those who are, that means reducing. Whenever inflation is high means you have to increase the certain rates. Whenever inflation is low, you have to reduce. So always the monetary policy will be based on the inflation. இந்த inflation வந்து என்ன சொல்றானோ ஒரு கான்செப்ட், you should not consider the food inflation, because what is happening now in India, the monetary policies decision is taken based on the food inflation also. ஆனா இவர் என்ன சொல்றாரு, that you have to decouple the food inflation from the monetary policy. Monetary policy is not changing the rates, interest rate, அதாவது பேங்க் ரேட், இன்ட்ரெஸ்ட் ரேட், ரெப்போ ரேட், ரிவர்ஸ் ரெப்போ ரேட் இதெல்லாம் சேஞ்ச் பண்றது. சேஞ்சஸ் மீன்ஸ் நீ கூட்டலாம் இல்ல குறைக்கலாம். கூட்டினா அதோட இம்பாக்ட் வேற மாதிரி இருக்கும், குறைச்சா இம்பாக்ட் வேற மாதிரி இருக்கும். ஓகே, தட் இஸ். ஆனா இஃப் யூ ஆர் ஏன் ஃபுட் இன்ஃபிளேஷன் இதுல மானிட்டரி பாலிசி கன்சிடர் பண்ணக்கூடாது அப்படின்னா, ஃபுட் இன்ஃபிளேஷன் ஹேவிங் த டிஃபரெண்ட் ரீசன்ஸ் ஆர் தேர். ஓகே, பிகாஸ் தட்ஸ் வெதர் வேகரிஸ்னா காலநிலை சம்பந்தப்பட்ட so many factors. ஓகே, அது கிளைமேட் சேஞ்ச் பொறுத்து த ஃபுட் இன்ஃபிளேஷன் மாறும். அதோட ட்ரேட் பாலிசி, மார்க்கெட் பாட்டில் நெக் வச்சு, சப்போஸ் இன் பர்டிகுலர் இயர் த yields are very low, it will affect the food inflation. Okay, that you cannot compare with the other inflation related thing. That is what he is giving suggestion. Whenever you take monetary policy decision, you should not consider food inflation also one of the factor. Okay, and if you are cutting the rate, என்ன ரேட் கட் பண்ணா, அதாவது இன்ட்ரெஸ்ட் ரேட்டை கட் பண்ணா யார் யாரெல்லாம் இஎம்ஐ, அதாவது ஹவுஸ் லோன் இந்த மாதிரி நிறைய லோன், அதோட இன்ட்ரெஸ்ட் அது வந்து கொஞ்சம் இது they will get relief. Okay, so we will study full detail about the monetary policy and fiscal policy in the economic class. Now இந்த ஆர்டிக்கல்ல ஓவராலா தெரிஞ்சுக்கோ. அதாவது இன்ட்ரெஸ்ட் ரேட்டை மட்டும் ஃபோக்கஸ் பண்ணா எக்கனாமி ஸ்லோ டவுன் வந்து எக்கனாமி growth-ஆ மாத்தலாம் அப்படிங்கிறது அது ஒரு சொல்யூஷன் கிடையாதுங்கிறத இவருடைய his discussion. And this is one biggest article in the page 2, but entire article they did not say why the drop is. If you read, you will get attention. Yeah, simply they have mentioned data is not correct and right to education is there, everything they mentioned, but the proper reason they did not highlighted why the drop in school enrollments are there. So we must know with the certain points they did not explain here. The poverty is one of the reason for the school dropout. Okay, one is poverty, and because of the poverty, child labor is there. They are forced to go for the work, child labor. Then the lack of access in quality education. Okay, quality education cannot be afforded by the common man, means the private schools, and inadequate school infrastructure. Okay, or inadequate school infrastructure. So these are the various points, some of the points why enrollment is reducing. Okay, so these are the today topics which is discussed. So இதுல யாருக்காவது என்ன டாபிக் டவுட் இருந்தனா you can ask question now. And after the class, at least before going to bed or after tomorrow before the next class, you read all the article once again. Any doubt Riga? Otherwise we can wind up. And as I said, in the try to finish the chapter in the NCERT class, 11th NCERT geography book, the physical geography, இதுல வந்து earthquake ஒரு chapter இருக்கு, second chapter I think so. That also try to finish today. If you do not have NCERT, download it from the NCERT website.
Sir, என்ன chapter நான் படிக்கணும் sir?
இன்னைக்கு அதாவது we had a one article regarding earthquake na.
ஆமா சார்.
அது வந்து NCERT வெப்சைட்ல போய் டெக்ஸ்ட் புக் டவுன்லோட் ஆப்ஷன் இருக்கும். அதுல கிளாஸ் வந்து 11th ஜியோகிராஃபி, அதுல வந்து 2 புக் இருக்கும், பிசிக்கல் ஜியோகிராஃபி அண்ட் ஜியோகிராஃபி ஆஃப் இந்தியான்னு சொல்லிட்டு. அதுல பிசிக்கல் ஜியோகிராஃபி உள்ள போனீங்கன்னா செகண்ட் சாப்டர் நினைக்கிறேன், இண்டோஜெனிக் எக்ஸோஜெனிக் ஃபோர்சஸ் இருக்கும். அந்த சாப்டர் படிச்சா நல்லா தெளிவா இருக்கும். அதுல எர்த்குவேக் பத்தின ஃபுல் டீடைல் அதுவே போதும். ஓகேயா? அதுல ஏதாவது புரியலன்னா ஜஸ்ட் அந்த பேஜ்ல ஏதாவது ஒன்று புரியலன்னா அதை ஹைலைட் பண்ணி எனக்கு வாட்ஸ்அப்ல பண்ணுங்க. ஐ வில் கிவ் யூ எக்ஸ்பிளனேஷன் அது என்னன்னு.
ஓகே சார்.
ட்ரை டு கம்ப்ளீட் டுடே இட்செல்ஃப். ஒரு 4 பேஜ் 5 பேஜ் தான் இருக்கும்.
ஓகே சார்.
ஓகே. Okay, shall we wind up?